My name is Emile Ghadiminejad. I am the Head of Technology at the Governance Insitute of Australia. We are a membership association and effectively a community of governance and risk professionals. We provide membership, resources, events and education for governance and risk professionals. My role as Head of Technology is to look after the day-to-day support and functionality of our offering, business transformation, and then the third pillar is cybersecurity, which is a huge part of what I do. I joined Governance Institute 2.5 years ago in 2022, and we embarked on a transformation journey, basically including a new website, a major CRM upgrade, and new learning management system implementations. With all of this change that we implemented, which provided excellent functionality and value for our members, we were also aware of needing to ensure that from a security perspective, we had got an independent security assessment. The other part of our security uplift, our cybersecurity uplift, was aligning to the Essential 8 Maturity Level 2. So we had conducted, using our managed service provider, conducting a baseline check to assess exactly where we were as a very honest level, and then embarking on a project to lift us to that level, which we did successfully. Once we reached that level, it was a case of looking for an independent security penetration tester, security assessment organization that could help us ensure we were actually and honestly hitting that level. This is where Centric comes into play with us. We were looking for the right organization that could work with our budget, with our scope, and become a good security partner for us. Our IT partner, our managed service provider, actually recommended Centric to us. They said they had worked with Centric in the past, they'd had a good experience, and they worked well together, which is really important when you have multiple different vendors from our perspective working together. It's good that they can play nice together and they can work well together. We took that recommendation to the point of building our shortlist, but we basically invited proposals from a number of different organizations. We did some interviews with those providers, and more importantly, we looked at the sample reports they could provide. What was most important to me wasn't just technical penetration testing and security assessment. It was the understanding of what matters to the business. And it's really the ability that I could take a report that's meaningful for me and for my team and for our IT partner, but also can go to our executive team and even potentially to the board and make sense to every level of the organization. And not just make sense, but actually clearly articulate and help me talk about the prioritization of certain risks. So in terms of saying what really matters to us and where should we be investing and focusing on. Centric's sample report was really what got them over the line in terms of us selecting Centric. The sample report showed that it could give clear recommendations to my team, to all of our vendors, but it could also make sense clearly, and it showed not just a focus on vulnerabilities, but it was actually talking about business risk. It also means that we're able to prioritize those accordingly. And at the executive team and the board level, where we're not just playing a short game, we're not just saying what do we need to do urgently, but we're actually identifying what needs to be done long term, we're able to inform the business risk register based on those findings and build the roadmap of long term. That also brings me to the point that we engage Centric on an initial basis of work, just to run some penetration testing for those new pieces of the new systems and those new pieces of functionality that we had implemented. But after that, what we actually have resulted in is a really nice partnership with Centric. So this was now 2 years ago that we initially worked with Centric, but now the relationship is such that we reach out and work with Centric to get advice, consulting, and they work with us based on what we need to do. I will say, budget is a strong consideration for us. We're a not-for-profit, and it's effectively our members' money that is being spent. So we need to, we're very conscious of making sure that we're giving value back to our members. So therefore, we need to make sure that we are prioritizing accordingly and doing what needs to be done for the best value. And we find that relationship with Centric is really good. They really get it. They understand what is important, and they understand how to phase this this work and priorities over a period of time, not just looking at doing one big project now, but they actually work with us on what needs to be done for the organization.